All right, y'all. So listen, we in part two, baby, of April. First thing first is Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Like, listen, Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, two actresses that are pretty well known. Okay, Amber Heard was in Aquaman, and Johnny Depp is known for Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, like he played Jack Sparrow. Oh my gosh, I love his character. Anyways, so the premise of this is that essentially Amber wrote an article, and in the article she basically said that she talks about her experiences with domestic violence, and at the time she was with Johnny Depp. So even though she didn't mention his name, like people surmised that it was him that she was referring to and what she was experiencing in their relationship. Now, Johnny basically lost a lot of deals. He was supposed to do another movie for Pirates of the Caribbean. They cut him out, honey, and I was so disappointed. And then it kind of turned back around because now it was kind of like, how dare you? Like, this is happening. Like, I'm being defamed. Like, a lot of people are looking at me sideways. This, and the third. So then Amber Heard started getting heat as well. Johnny Depp basically sued her for $50 million for the whole defamation thing. Amber came back and was like, who? Me? Not me. Okay, and then she sued him for $100 million, honey. It's getting heated. So, anyways, the trial has begun. It's getting heated, and they're going back and forth, and people are saying, I'm for Amber Heard, and some people are saying I'm for Johnny Depp, and some people are playing Switzerland, and you never know what someone went through or what somebody is going through. Like Johnny Depp says in court that he is also he is a victim of domestic violence, and really and truly, he ain't never trouble nobody. He's never been an abuser. He's just been abused, and he's been abused in the relationship by Amber Heard. So again, this is what it is. So James Corden, he said he'll leave in a late night show next year, which is 2023, of course. And people are saying, oh, you're leaving, whatever the case is. But I think it's been 8 years since he's been hosting it, and he's like, I came here with a bang and I want to leave with a bang. And I'm here for it. You don't want to stay in the same position for, too long to the point where you start to blend in with the pain. I feel like a lot of people feel that way. And he has a lot of opportunities out there. He's into acting. He's into hosting. He's into so many different things, advertising and all that. So he's got a plethora of jobs to uphold and whatnot. Now, Red Table Talk with Jada and Willow Smith, and I don't remember her mom's name or whatever the case is, but I know I told you Jada's going to use Red Table Talk and get the conversations going and get people talking about other people instead of her, honey. And literally Kim Basinger. Now, Kim Basinger, if you guys don't know, because she's one of the older actresses, but Kim Basinger was in 50 Shades of Grey, okay? And she is Mrs. Robinson, okay? And I can't stand her. She is the dominant, okay, that basically taught Christian how to be a submissive in that lifestyle, right? BSM lifestyle or whatever. So Anna can't stand her, and I found out who she is now. Christian's mother didn't even know that it was her own friend that basically turned Christian out. So anyways, yes, she is that lady, the lady who owned a hair salon. That is Kim Basinger. And Kim Basinger came out and she was like, I should say, agoraphobia. No, agoraphobia is kind of a fear or anxiety of social situations. So a lot of people with agoraphobia, they're actually homebound, which is like they don't leave their house or anything like that. It's different from being a hermit. It's like literally you have a fear and anxiety of going out and of doing things that require you to commit to socializing. Anyways, Marlo Hampton, okay, who is formerly known as Nini's friend. Marlo has got her peach, honey. Marlo is just like, that person who hopped on that nobody really took seriously. Not everybody, but I think a lot of people just say like Marlo would never get a peach ever. And she has. And I just want to say, I think the reason why Marlo now has a peach is because of the fact that she's now more of a complex character than she was prior. Like Marlo on the show, from what we've been told, like Marlo was just like into fashion. She was like, she had sugar daddies allegedly. And it was kind of like, how do we go from there? Because she's not going to expose the people that she's dating that's affording her this lifestyle. And I think they were just kind of like, she's interesting, but only like to add a little bit of spice to the layer, whatever. So, anyways, that said, Marlo actually has, over the past few years, I want to say it's probably been like 5, 6 years. Don't know if she's still doing it, but I think she is. She's been taking care of her nephews, and they have become actual participants on the show. Like when she's going certain places, that she's become a little bit more of a complex character. I think because she's had to put aside just this whole one dimension of Marlo being a fashionista coming forward and just throwing shade, to now I'm caring for these boys. I'm trying to help them grow into manhood, and I'm learning from the other parents on the show, trying to adapt my own personality to taking care of them and nurturing them and making sure they're straight and all of that. And I think it's just kind of been a situation where people are like, okay, so Marlo has something going for her. You feel me? So that's what's going on with Marlo Hampton Kardashians. Now, Blac Chyna from, I think it's like 2017, maybe? Goodness, right. Okay, so since 2017, Blac Chyna has put the Kardashians in legal hot water because essentially, right, she says that they defamed her character. And as a result of that, she missed out on a lot of job opportunities. At some point in time, she actually had a show with Rob Kardashian, which is the brother that nobody really talks about of the Kardashian Klan. And literally, it was, Rob and Chyna. And basically, the show was exploring their relationship, which was kind of weird because you never saw Rob date anybody except for like Adrian Bailon from The Real. So, anyways, basically, right, they're in a relationship. They're, basically said, all right, we're gonna shoot you, we're gonna throw you a season here or there, whatever. But to be honest with you, I watched a few episodes and I was just like, oh, their relationship was not healthy. Their relationship is toxic. And I was just like, not here for it. So I quickly lost interest, right? But there is a part of Rob that actually got better in being with Chyna, because Chyna didn't make excuses for him. And Chyna had like a lot of tough love type of situational vibe kind of energy with Rob. Like she was like a mama bear who didn't care what you were going through. She didn't care if you had like your whole leg chopped off of you, like to the bone, exposed or whatever. She didn't care. If you had something to do, she just expects you to do it. And no complaints or whatever. And Rob kind of got in tip-top shape. He started losing weight. He started eating healthier. He started taking care of himself and whatever. Not to say that he had a choice, because Chyna, like I said, she was a drill sergeant. But what ended up happening is I think that wasn't like a long-term solution to what Rob was going through, because Rob kind of just started to become distant emotionally, like I think most people would, male or female. And it just became like a conflict, a constant source of conflict in the relationship, which we saw play out. So now with the Kardashian sisters, especially Kim, Khloe, Kourtney, and Kylie, like seemingly they had stuff to say about it, allegedly. And this is what Chyna is talking about. She's like, basically, your comments on our relationship kind of tarnished my character and therefore my brand, and made me miss out on lots of money because they didn't renew the show. And they thought that it would have been renewed, but they didn't. And number two, she said she missed some deals with Instagram and certain other avenues and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, Chyna. And not to say that she don't have a point. Like, I don't watch a Kardashian, keeping up with a Kardashian. Honey, this girl is trying to blind me, okay? Like, when I say blind me, I mean like really blind me. Okay, here we go. Now we're back. I can see you. You can see me. All right. So anyways, right? Like Rob and Chyna basically, like, Chyna basically said like, oh, you guys are really, you guys messed up my deal. You guys messed up a lot of the stuff for me or whatever the case is. I'm not feeling it, like whatever. And I haven't watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians enough to know what they did say from what they didn't say. So I don't know who's guilty in the situation, but the courts came back and said, listen, Kim, you ain't guilty. So that's what we got so far. We got to see what the rest of them come up with. But she's suing out for like $100 million, boo. Again, everybody with this $100 million. Anyways, also she dropped Rob from that initial lawsuit, right, of defamation, even though Rob said a whole lot of stuff, about her. And instead what she's hitting him with, which is what do you call it, revenge porn. Yeah, in a lot of states revenge porn ain't even a thing, but where they at, it's definitely a thing. And I do think that he's going to have to pay a hefty fine for that, because I do feel like he's guilty, but at the same time, you never know with the court system and what happens and whatnot. Anyways, moving forward. So ASAP Rocky is in the news again, baby, because of so many different reasons. So at first it was just because he was, the expectant father of Rihanna's baby, and everybody was so excited about it, whatever the case is. Then it kind of turned sour. The publicity kind of turned sour when people started making up rumors that he was cheating on Rihanna, and he was cheating on one of Rihanna's fancy designers, and literally her name was Amina, sorry, Momwadi. She came out and she was like, I wasn't going to talk about this because I thought people, basically the IQ was higher. I'm paraphrasing here, honey. But she said, I thought the IQ was higher. But, in this culture we living in, I can see that, I really do have to talk about it. And she denied all the claims, and I actually believe her. Anyways, so about a week later, like, ASAP Rocky was at LAX on his return from Barbados, accompanied with Rihanna. They had their vacation there in their home country. And literally he was arrested. He was arrested with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And this came from an incident that happened in November 2021, in which there was like a dispute that was going on between two groups of men, his people and the other man's people or whatever. It escalated, and then he, shot his gun or whatever, allegedly. And it's kind of sticky because nobody really knows the details as to what happened and how it happened, and if it was really bad, or, like, not to say that you shooting a gun isn't bad, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of like anybody getting hit and injured, like the accounts are different. So anyways, we have that. But then I did some research and I found out that this is not the first time ASAP Rocky has been in the news for something like this. ASAP Rocky, when he was 16 years old, actually was charged with attempted murder. And I was like, wait, what? And ASAP, pled guilty to it. He said basically he was intimidated by this older man who he thought was going to kill him, and as a means of defense, he scared the guy away or whatever by shooting a gun. So like he served some prison term, and then the charges were reduced, which I was like, so why didn't you reduce the charges before, but you reduce them after he served time? I thought that once you get served, you serve time, like they're not going to reduce their sentence. That to me is kind of like a weird thing. Like, not reduce the sentence, because they could give you like time served and you'll be like, okay, I'm on my way now to Burger King. But it wasn't a situation like that. It's like they reduced the charges. Like, and I'm like, that seemed kind of backward. It don't seem backwards to you. It seemed backwards to me. Anyways, so there's that. So then he was later arrested in Stockholm, Sweden. Allegedly, he literally had an altercation with just this man called Mustafa Jafari. And the altercation escalated and he assaulted the man. He literally was convicted. Okay. They gave him a suspended sentence and he had to pay $1,270 for a fine. And I'm just like, ASAP, this has got to stop. Okay. I am telling you, it's got to stop, baby. You cannot keep doing this. Like, you're about to be a father. You can't be in the court system. Like, look, Riri is about to deliver. You feel me? Riri is about to deliver. She don't need all of this. You understand what I'm saying? She can't have that going on. So you need to get it together real quick. Okay. When I say real quick, I mean real quick. All right. Britney Spears, people, is now pregnant. If you remember, she had like a 13-year conservatorship that came to an end, and it basically removed her rights to get married as well as to have a baby, because she had an IUD, I believe it is. And every time I think about IUD, I think IED, which is like the bomb or whatever. So yeah, it's the IUD. But anyway, she had one of those and she couldn't get it removed or whatever. But with the conservative ending, literally she's able to, basically make those reproductive decisions for herself. She chose to get it removed. She is now pregnant, and they're gonna get married at some point in time. And her fiance is Sam Ashgari, and he has been with her for quite a few years. He seems to be a really supportive person. He always wanted to become a father, and so I'm happy for the both of them. Britney Spears is gonna have a baby, y'all. It's crazy. Anyways, so Kanye, the Kardashians keep coming up, but Kanye actually is, being heralded as the saver person. All right, if y'all don't know, okay, so Kanye basically got the remainder of Kim's sex tape that seemingly Ray J had and was holding on to for obvious purposes. But anyways, he basically spoke to him and he got the rest of the tape, and so Kim don't gotta worry about nothing. So now Kim actually spoke a little bit about it, and she basically said she and Kanye would do everything in their power to protect their kids and make sure they're good. And so this was, one of the ways in which Kanye came through and did that. But to be honest with you, like, I expect nothing less from a man who's worth anything. Like, first and foremost, it's not every day you hear a man, like, in a public situation like that with his woman being so public out there, like, they actually decide to wife her, this and the third. So he did that. Unexpected, but it happens. And then, I mean, it would be kind of crazy for him to settle down with her, have a family with her, get married to her, and not do something like this. You understand what I'm saying? Like, why would he want to leave that loose end out there? Like, I think any man worth anything would want to make sure that that's taken care of. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't really expect anything less from Kanye. Kanye really wants to be with Kim. He really wants this nuclear family with her. He can't stand Pete Davidson, which is, Kim's boyfriend, who I think will become her husband sometime soon. Because as I told you before, she professed that she a relationship type of girl, honey. I don't think she want to be just a girlfriend forever. Okay? Not forever, ever. So I think y'all should look out for that. But anyways, moving on. So actress Olivia Wilde, and y'all would know her if you watch House. Okay? So House starring Hugh Laurie. She was also a co-star. She was a co-star, and she was referred to as 13. Like, House didn't even give her a name. You know what I'm saying? She was just referred to, widely known as 13. And she was the doctor who actually had MS. I believe it's MS. And we see her going through, like, she was diagnosed before starting with House, but it was kind of like, this whole gig with House and being on the team was kind of like her accomplishing her dream or whatever, took her mind off a lot of stuff or whatever. Anyways, I'm not getting into the character. I love House. Okay, House is bomb. I don't like the last couple seasons. I don't think I like the last season of House, or the last two seasons. I don't remember. I don't finish House all yet, honey. But when House went to jail and came out, then nobody was there. I was just kind of like, if nobody is here except for House, maybe I should not be here watching House. You feel me? Anyways, but I digress. So Olivia Wilde, she actually separated from her husband, and they're in the midst of co-parenting. But he actually sent he filed some paperwork or whatever to deal with custodial rights and, to have it outlined or whatever. And she was at Comic-Con. Is it Comic-Con? No, it's CinemaCon. And she was on stage talking about her most recent film and whatnot. And they came and they served her on stage, honey. They served her while she was on stage. Like, they actually gave her the paperwork. And it said, like, personal and confidential or something like that. She opened it up. We're personally speaking, I would not have opened it up, but she opened it up. Because maybe she thought it was like a joke or something. You know what I'm saying? A part of what was going on. Maybe it was like a producer who was sending her something. I guess that's the reason why. But anyway, she did it. And to be honest with you, I was like, wait, what? But anyway, she did it, y'all. And when she did it, I was so shocked. But yeah, that she got served. And I was like, oh my gosh. So anyways, literally the husband says, I didn't know that. I would have never agreed to that if that was the case, because that was totally inappropriate. All right. No, last but not least, Viola Davis is heavily criticized for her portrayal of Michelle Obama in the series First Lady. Okay. And I mean, the first lady. Okay. Like, people are saying, like, the way she pouted her lips or whatever was total overkill, and it totally distracts from the actual content of the film. So I haven't seen it yet. I kind of am a little bit like, do I really want to? But I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to see, like, if it was a situation where people just exaggerated how much she did it, or, how long or whatever, or how bad it looks. But we'll see. Anyways, yeah, thank you so much for watching, so much for tuning in with me. I really appreciate it. Y'all go ahead, like and subscribe, okay, and share. Turn your notifications on, by the way, so you know when I upload and whatnot. But anyways, bye bye.